it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Tuesday, December 27th. So today we have the moon moving out of this Aquarian energy. Of course, it went void, of course, here on Monday. And we are moving into Pisces energy, locking in at 2:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So anytime we're moving into Pisces energy, you best believe that we're going to be all up in the feels. Of course, Pisces energy is a water sign, very emotional, very intuitive. We are hypersensitive. We're picking up on subtle energies, and because of that, our spidey senses are definitely pinging. Now, what makes this a little bit more of a winding down, a low and slow energy, is the fact that we are building towards the first quarter moon that will be taking place here in Aries energy on Thursday. This particular energy is definitely helping us wrap up what 2022 has been all about. Of course, Pisces energy is about endings in order for new beginnings to take place. We are seeing things coming full circle. We are in touch with our intuition, with our higher selves, and we are looking to process some of the tough love life lessons, the spiritual lessons that, of course, 2022 was jam-packed with. Now, there are 11 different aspects here today, and 10 of them involve the moon. The moon is going to be making a very beautiful energy with the true node. And of course, we're still kind of in this Aquarian energy at this point in time. The moon is void, but we are making our way into Pisces energy and having this visionary energy of Aquarius with the true node in Taurus is definitely giving us a little bit of perspective, a little bit of insight on how it is that we're going to move forward. The true node, of course, is our soul's path, our destiny's point. And with this visionary energy, gaining huge vision and insight, huge perspective on the future ahead, we are definitely piecing things together and grasping a little bit more on what needs to be done in order to bridge the gap from where it is that we're at to where it is that we desire to be. So the moon does lock into Pisces energy, 2:35 a.m., again, Eastern Standard Time. And the first aspect that the moon in Pisces is going to make is a little bit of an awkward one with Jupiter, the planet of growth, expansion, beliefs, and blessings, who, of course, just moved into Aries energy on the 20th, setting us up for a brand new 12-year cycle. So this little bit of conflict, I'm going to say, and it's not much of a conflict, it's more of an uncomfortable aspect, if you will, is putting us in a situation where there is a lesson to be learned, where there's an opportunity for growth, for healing, if we're able to tap into our higher selves, align with our intuition, open up our heart, open up our head, and really do the reflective kind of review that we should be doing at this time. Now, Jupiter wants to open up our heart space, open up our head space, and show us where it is that these tough love life lessons over the course of this year has been kind of helping us, if you will, preparing us, if you will, to kind of be bold and brave and courageous, which of course the Aries energy wants us to be in order for us to put ourselves out there and actually pursue our passions and desires. The moon will be interacting with Uranus in a very positive way. Uranus, of course, the great awakener, trying to shock us, trying to awe us, trying to open up our mind, our heart space to change. Now, this is a beautiful vibe. And of course, with Uranus being retrograde in Taurus energy, we're really trying to examine where it is that we've been holding on to certain elements for dear life. And of course, recognizing what it is that we're fearful to change, fearful to lose, is going to put into perspective where it is that we've been blocking our own blessings. This Pisces energy that the moon is in is very spiritual. It brings a lot of wisdom in, a lot of knowing in, a lot of gut reaction in, and we are definitely seeing things from a different set of eyes and recognizing where it is that we've been kind of holding on with the death grip to old parts of ourselves, old versions of our reality, will definitely shift our heart and our head, recognizing where it is that we kind of have to go with the flow just a little bit easier, if you will, a little bit more frequently, if you will, if we actually want to see the change. Venus, who is the goddess of love and beauty and worth and money and pleasure, is in Capricorn energy, so very low and slow, very logical and practical, sorting through our thoughts and feelings, is going to make a very awkward interaction with Saturn, the Lord of Karma, who rules over structures, foundations, roles, responsibilities, and of course, the ruler of a Capricorn season. Now, this particular energy may bring a little bit of a weight, a little bit of a heaviness on our heart space. Of course, we're in the season for purging. We're in the season for clearing out the old gunk, the old funk in our heart space in order to free up the space in our heart, in our emotions, in our head, in order to see where it is that we want to direct our love, our attention, our focus from here. Now, this weight, this funk needs to happen in order for us to feel where it is that we're feeling blocked, where it is that we're feeling restricted. Maybe certain relationship dynamics we're not on the same page. Maybe we've outgrown certain people, certain relationships. Maybe we've outgrown certain roles and responsibilities. The whole point here is to recognize where it is that we're feeling backed into a corner, blocked, challenged, stunted, if you will, in order for us to realize where it is that boundaries need to be implemented, need to be created in order for us to build something new, build a new foundation for our relationship dynamics to actually be built upon, operate on. Not to mention the fact that, Venus isn't all about relationships. She's about worth and values. And we are all going through a certain cycle right now where we are doing the shadow work. We are examining our own self-confidence, our own self-esteem, our own self-worth, and recognizing where it is that some relationships are alive and well because of the lack of boundaries that we have, the lack of respect that we have for ourselves, the lack of love that we have for ourselves. This is definitely a little bit of a weighted topic on the heart space. Again, listen to the ascension forecast for this week if you haven't already. Our heart chakra is going through a huge purge, a huge release, setting us up to kind of clear out the gunk and funk as we move into the new year. The moon is going to sextile the sun. This is a beautiful energy. A sextile is exactly what it sounds. What happens when sex is concerned? You merge energies, you merge souls, you merge bodies. So we have the moon in Pisces, very emotional, highly intuitive, definitely tapping into our creativity, to our dream realm, our spiritual realm. We have the sun shining a bright light on what it is that we have to build, what it is we have to take care of, what it is we have to create in this Capricorn energy in order for us to succeed in bringing some of our long-term goals and dreams and visions to life. So we are highly intuitive right now, tapping into the intellectual wisdom and knowledge and resources that we've gained through some tough love life lessons, and really listening to our gut, really listening to our heart space, and absolutely getting aha moments and huge amounts of insight because of it. The moon is going to semi-square Venus. Now, this is a little bit of a tension point, but we need a little bit of a tension point in order to realize where change is needed the most. Now, Pisces energy and Capricorn energy, of course, are at the end of the zodiac wheel, which means that we are bringing forth all of the lessons, all of the knowledge, all of the wisdom that we have accumulated through our experiences, and especially where relationships are concerned, where our safety, security, stability in relationships are concerned. That is very much Venus's realm of thought and realm of feelings right now. We are going to be caught up in all the feels. Now, what I want to say to you is that Pisces energy tends to get overwhelmed very easily. And the minute that we get overwhelmed in energies and our emotions, we want to run, we want to hide, we want to disassociate. That is the escape artist of the zodiac. Pisces energy just wants to check out and not deal with life. But right now, we have to deal with life. We're in a very interesting window of opportunity right now to kind of cut the cords and cut the crap with some of the old soul contracts, some of the old storylines in order to free us up to really conjure up a brand new vision for ourselves, a brand new structure, a brand new foundation for us to build upon as we move into the brand new year. So we do have to kind of sit in the funk in order to realize what we're not happy with, where we don't feel safe, where we don't feel secure, where we don't feel on the same page with certain people, in order for us to realize what needs to be done, what needs to be changed, what needs to be altered as we move into a brand new year. The moon is going to semi-square Mercury, who is also in Capricorn energy, again, the great manifesting energy of the zodiac. Now, this is our heart and our head not being on the same page. And after this interaction with Venus, really activating our heart chakra, putting us all up in the feels, we definitely aren't going to be in agreement with what it is that we're thinking, what it is that we're feeling. Now, the energy from the moon being in Pisces is very overwhelming, and Mercury being in Capricorn really doesn't want to get all caught up in the feels. We have to take a little bit more of an intellectual approach where logic and practicality trumps our emotions. So this is why we're going to feel a little bit of a discontentment, if you will, within our inner realms. And you may even see that discontentment be projected outwards in particular conversations that likely will not be on the same page and likely will not go well. Now, the moon in Pisces is about to square, get in the boxing ring and fight it out with Mars, the god of war, ruling over our physical energy, our drive, our passion, our desires, who of course is retrograde, stunted from being able to take action and making moves out in the external realm. Mars is a little bit agitated, a little bit frustrated that he's not able to kind of take part in the activities out in our external realm, and instead has to kind of sit and be patient, working things out in the intellectual battlefield of this Gemini energy. We are sorting things out. We are processing. We are weighing the pros and cons, the highs and lows, the ups and downs. And we are definitely going to feel a little bit of a tension, little bit of a restlessness, little bit of anxiety, agitation, if you will, because there's a lot of feelings that are coming up with the moon in Pisces that we can't quite put our finger on. We can't quite put into words. And we're feeling all of this energy building up in our physical bodies, and we don't know what to do with it. And of course, we want to make big moves. We want to jump into something new. We want to initiate new chapters, new beginnings, but Mars is retrograde. We can't quite do that just yet. This is about planning. This is about strategy. But of course, when we're overwhelmed, we got to get the energy out somehow. So it is recommended that you do exercise, that you clean, that you engage that physical body so that the energy that we're trapping inside of ourselves doesn't get all cluster effed and put us in a situation where we throw a fit, we throw a tantrum, and we make a little bit more of a messy situation than any of us really need at this point. The funk isn't going to last for too long. We do have the moon in Pisces sextiling, which is another beautiful energy, this time with the true node. This means that the cluster F of situations that we were just in with our thoughts and feelings, with the semi-square with Venus, the semi-square with Mercury, and then the full-on square with Mars, that illuminated some things for us. It showed us where it is that we're not feeling so good about certain situations. We're not feeling so hot. We're not feeling so confident. And sometimes we need to realize where it is that we're not feeling our best selves in order to figure out what we need to do in order to fix it. And the minute that we have an aha moment, a solution, that is when we can piece together a step forward. That is when we can grow. That is when we can heal. That is when we can transform. And that is essentially what the true node wants us to do, is to get on the right path, the path that we need to be on in order to reach our soul's mission, our soul's purpose. But of course, when there is confusion, we have to sit in that funk in order to gain clarity. The moon will be making an awkward interaction with Chiron, the wounded healer, who just went direct just hours before that new moon in Capricorn that we had on the 23rd. Chiron, now moving forward in a direct position, is ready to tackle some of the pain, some of the trauma, some of the hurt, some of the funks that we have been trying to avoid, trying to run from. There's a new warrior, spiritual type of energy unleashed with Chiron moving forward. We're not a timid little kitten anymore. We are a proud, battle-ready lion. We want to move forward. We want to tackle the issues. We do not want these unconscious thoughts and feelings to continue to dictate our lives. We want to be in control. And sometimes being in control means that you have to put your cosmic panties on and actually deal with the issues head on. Now, Chiron, yes, is the wounded healer, which means that, yep, the wounds are there. We see them. But we're also gifted with the wisdom and the knowledge and the resources in order to actually heal said wounds, to grow through what it is that we are going through. And this, although may not feel very nice, very comfortable, is setting us up for a huge shift. And we know this because the last aspect of the day is the moon in Pisces, semi-squaring, which is a little bit of a tension point that reveals a solution, with Pluto, the great transformer. Pluto's in Capricorn energy. Pluto is all about reminding us of the pain and the trauma and the suffering and the obstacles and the challenges and the hardships, not to paralyze us, not to continue to keep us in this loop of trauma and sadness, but to inspire us. Look at all that we've gone through. Is this current situation and circumstance as bad as some of the situations that you've already overcome? The whole point to Plutonian energy is to show us the pain so that we can be empowered because of it, to show us the darkness so that we can appreciate the light. There is definitely a deep psychological, deep emotional shift taking place. And of course, the moon in Pisces highlighting this deep spiritual transformation where the wisdom and the knowledge from the tough love life lessons that we've gone through come full circle and really help us to level up, help us to see ourselves from a different light, and provide an ending and a closure to some of these wounds, some of this pain, some of this trauma, so that we can prepare ourselves to begin again.